Hello and welcome to Disc Review. This week we're going to be talking about a really popular album, which I'm excited. But before we introduce that, we want to introduce you to our friend Chris. Chris, say hello.
Hello, it's your boy.
It is your boy. It's our boy.
Everyone's boy.
Three of us are just going to be talking about Olivia Rodrigo's Sour album today. Huge album, which I'm sure everyone's heard. So I think it's going to be cool. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, this was the album of 2021, and it's one we want to talk about for a long time. We thought it'd be fun for a special album, bring on a special guest. I don't even know. I mean, have you ever seen the show, Chris?
No, I haven't yet. I think I've listened to some of Max's reviews, but those were like, he did them alone. I don't know if that's a different show he does, but...
Those are just kind of bonus content I throw up there sometimes.
Yeah, we're just going to go through the album track by track, talk about what we think. We just think it's fun. I mean, you're someone who listens to music but doesn't consider himself a music aficionado or anything, and just kind of get a new perspective. And I know you've listened to this record before. I knew that you be familiar with it. I haven't really listened to the whole thing. I mean, everyone's heard the songs that are popular on the radio. Right. But coming into like the entire record was a new experience for me.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely heard this album all the way through plenty of times because my wife loves it.
Yeah.
She watches the TV show that Olivia Rodrigo is in. And also the boy that they broke up, and this album talks about a lot. He is also on that show.
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh.
There's big time drama there, and my wife was very into it, and so we would listen to this album a lot. But
I didn't know the whole story.
Yeah, well, the whole story was they were dating, and then they broke up, and she was sad and wrote this album and became a superstar.
That makes a lot of sense, actually, because in the album, she seems a little sad.
She does seem a little sad. Yeah, well, and I mean, it absolutely, her career just took off after this, which is crazy. And I had never even heard of her until this album came out, and now it's like everyone's heard of her.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna be around for a long time. She's been catapulted into superstardom now, so I mean, she's got a bright future ahead of her in with music.
Well, why don't we start off by talking about the first track, which is Brutal. I love the orchestral intro that leads into some strong guitars. I feel like clean electric guitars is making like a resurgence in pop music lately, and I'm definitely here for it. I think it's really cool. The song has really strong teenager vibes, especially from the lyrics, and I can imagine feeling the same way when I was a teenager. But also, who are the people telling Olivia Rodrigo that your late teens are supposed to be your golden years? Like, life becomes so much better when you're an adult, in my opinion. Like, the teenage years were, if they were supposed to be my golden years,
wasted,
that would be really
bro.
depressing.
Yeah,
Uncontrollable acne, a curfew, going to high school, like,
no good.
I don't know. You couldn't pay me to go back, I'd say.
Personally, I peaked, so it's been a downhill slide. No, absolutely not. I mean, high school sucked. Everyone knows that. Getting out of high school, I thought it was going to be great, but it still kind of sucked. And I'm just looking forward to not being in someone else's house.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What do you think about this song, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, this is an opener, just kind of showing the style. I agree. This whole record takes me back to being a teenager, and I know that's on purpose. I mean, that's the era like she's in, and she does a good job of like painting that picture, like the way the drama works and the way, you feel in that time about things. Like, I definitely get it. For me, yeah, like this song in particular, I think the lyrics and just like the attitude are the most appealing part of this song. But yeah, I mean, track number 2 is Traitor, which is a much more popular song. I'm sure we've all heard many times.
Yeah, this song is definitely catchy. It's not really my favorite just because there isn't much going on in the instrumental up until kind of the end. I think she does some really cool a cappella type things, which I enjoyed. And as far as the message, I actually think it is fair to be upset with someone for moving on so quickly with someone you both know. In the end, everyone can make their own decisions, but I feel like that would hurt if the breakup was still fresh. The one line that I don't get and that I don't stand behind though is when she asks if she's sleeping in the bed they built together. Like, what is he supposed to do? Go buy a new bed? That's his bed,
True.
man.
But I mean, yeah, I do think the message works. Like, it's like, I mean, she acknowledges it. It's like, well, he didn't cheat, but you still hurt me. Like, it still hurts or whatever. And
Yeah.
she's just acknowledging her feelings, and I think that's totally fair. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of recurring themes I feel like in that, and like you said when you said about the bed thing, I feel like it definitely connects to another song later on the record of just like people kind of are the same always, even if there was someone else, and they just kind of keep doing the things they've always done. And I think that it's just definitely something like I've never really considered, but it's definitely true.
Yeah, that comes up in Deja Vu a lot of just like you are who you are and you do the same, you have the same patterns of behavior and nothing will really shake you out of that. But also with the bed thing, it's like, I mean, yeah, physically they probably built a bed together, but also I'm sure she was more talking about like how they built a life together and now he just kind of packed it up and moved on very quickly. I mean, 2021, that was post-breakup for me. I have a 4-year relationship. So this album absolutely slapped in a way that most albums have never slapped for me. So this is a good one to talk about. Yeah. And this, I mean, all the songs on it were pretty spot on to how you feel post-breakup, especially with one that was a long time. And, I mean, I was fortunate enough that I have no idea if she got another boyfriend after me or not. So, but if I did have that information, I would be like, wow, that is ass.
Yeah, I don't know if, I mean, it is for the best to not know. I mean, a lot of the themes on this record is jealousy, and it's just not a productive feeling,
Right.
Yeah, I also feel like that kind of comes just with like the age we're living in with social media where everyone posts everything online. It's like almost impossible not to know what's going on. I know you guys are a little less active on social media than I am. I'm kind of addicted. So I feel like I always know what's going on in everybody's lives, which you don't really, because it's not real like what they're posting, but you feel like you do. And I feel like that fuels a lot of the emotion in songs like this. So the next song is Driver's License, and this song kind of took the world by storm when it first came out. It was everywhere. I heard it before I even knew who Olivia Rodrigo was. I think it deserves the hype. It's a really solid song. It almost makes me wonder if, how involved she was in the writing process or if there was a lot of collaboration in the studio. Not saying that she couldn't have written these songs. I think it's pretty obvious that she wrote the lyrics at least, but the instruments are just so good. And it would be surprising to me that a 17-year-old wrote all of it.
Yeah, I kind of assumed it was like there were a lot of production choices probably made by a producer, because I think the production is so good. Like there's a really high level understanding of that there. But yeah, I mean, I'd have no doubt she wrote the lyrics and the melodies for sure. But yeah, this song, I mean, I don't really have anything groundbreaking to say about all these really popular radio songs. Like, they really are that good. The melodies are catchy, the lyrics and the premise are all really interesting and kind of sets them apart. And she really is that good of a singer. It's like, definitely deserves all that hype. So, but yeah, this one, I was just impressed by the production. Like, there's some cool synths kind of going on in the background that I'd never even heard, because the only time I'd heard the song really was on the radio. And if anyone knows what the audio quality is like on radio, it's horrible.
It's awful.
And you can't hear anything in the background. So it was kind of cool getting to hear that. But my favorite part of the song is definitely the bridge. I think that's the part that's probably most iconic to a lot of people.
And just for the audience who probably doesn't know what a bridge is, could you just lightly explain what a bridge is?
For the audience, or
well,
for
it's
you?
like
No, the audience.
It's like
we
if there was...
are all music. We're all music aficionados.
It's like if there was like a bunch of water and you wanted to get across it, and you just kind of built
so I was very familiar with that.
It's the part that bridges the second chorus to the ending.
Well, wait, that's not a good description, because doesn't a verse bridge choruses together too?
I guess so.
I don't know if that's it's like in normal song structure, you go verse, chorus, and then you do a different part. like a totally unique part, and then that's the bridge, and then it goes back into a
Oh,
final
so
chorus.
is it red light stop
Yes.
sign?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best part of the song.
Yes.
By far. This is like the second song I heard off the album, and I liked it until that part, and I was like, oh no, this is really good. This is a great song.
All right. Well, next we got one step forward, three steps back. Doesn't the saying go one step forward, two steps back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I don't know why.
Well, you're
it's
only
three
going
steps
backwards
back
at this
here.
pace.
She's having an extra hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's kind of what I figured. Is maybe she was just saying like it's even worse than one step
Yeah.
forward, two steps back. This isn't my favorite song. I think it's a little boring at times, but her voice it still kills here. Like that's undeniable.
Right.
The best part about these songs is definitely her and her voice and her personality that comes through the music.
Which I think is her biggest strength.
Yeah, I mean the chorus is really catchy for me, which is what steals the show on this one. I mean, I get what you mean, it's pretty understated. It just uses that piano melody from the Taylor Swift song. I mean, that's if someone lets you sample something.
It's from a
I'm
Taylor
down
Swift
for
song.
it. Yeah, she sampled. It's from New Year's Day. by
I
Taylor
didn't know
Swift.
that. I'm not.
Yeah,
I
she's
don't listen to
credited.
Taylor Swift all that much. So
She's-
really,
Yeah. Well, she asked for
Oh.
permission, like 100%. So, but it's just that, and she wrote her own melodies to it, as I understand it. Unless I'm
well,
missing
that's
something.
cool. I did not know that.
Track number 5 is Deja Vu, which is, I don't know, probably my favorite. I just think it's really catchy. It's got some cool instrumentation. I like when the drums kick in after, just a kind of vocal intro. And the subject material is really good. There definitely are guys that just do the same thing every time. A new person.
Dude, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
I think a lot of guys are just like, they just know what they like and they just want to keep doing that, and they're not really worried about it. So it definitely, I think she's coming from a very real place here.
This song is really fun. It's so descriptive and it kind of takes you on a
Mhm.
ride like you're a teenager going on these fun dates, only to realize that now someone else is going on those same dates, and
Yeah.
it's an interesting feeling. I think the drums are really impressive in this song, and
Yeah.
it's kind of weird, but it almost sounds like they're purposefully raw and like almost like it's an old kit, even though
Yeah.
I know that this kit probably cost thousands of dollars that they're using. It just kind of sounds a little more rough, which adds a lot of character to the song.
Yeah,
I really like the chorus on this song. Just the way she sings it, I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
No, I agree. She always does something unique with the chorus and the way she sings it. Track number 6 is Good For You, which is the most popular song that everybody knows.
Yep.
It's most popular for a reason. It's probably the best. It is that catchy, and I think the style like that they're going for. They just nailed it. Like it's so good at what it wants to be.
Yeah, this is my favorite song on the album. I think that Olivia did not have to go this hard here, but she did, and I love it. The verses are driven by a really smart bass line, and
Yeah.
the chorus just feels so huge and fun. I like the anger behind the song that kind of shows itself in a very teenage girl kind of way.
I do love teenage girl anger. It's there's a lot of power behind that. It's a surprising amount of power for the package it comes in. Very small, very inexperienced, and yet so angry. This was the first song I heard on the album, obviously because it's in probably 4,000 ads. So I was like, oh, it's actually like that, which is the first time I've ever looked up something from an ad, literally in my life.
It finally worked, dude.
I know.
Advertising finally worked on you.
It just had to be the catchiest song ever made. And it wasn't what the ad was for, I don't think. It was for some like app to listen to stuff or whatever, or like talk with friends or something. They just had this song in the background as a focal point.
But you didn't download the app,
No,
so it didn't work.
no, not really.
Almost.
Olivia got my money though for free.
Yeah, she didn't
Yeah.
have to make an app.
So the next song is Enough For You. This is my favorite emotional song on the record. It's got a message that I feel like a lot of people can connect with. She talks about her struggle to feel enough for this boy, and the payoff is really great at the end when she realizes that one day she'll meet someone who will immediately see her as enough. I think it's a great message, especially for the target demographic of this kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this probably is the best emotional song. And one thing I just noticed is just like she's really good at conveying that emotion through her voice. Like it's clear, whether or not she was actually feeling it in the in the studio, or is just that good at putting that emotion in her voice. Like you just feel like she's singing this in a like on the verge of tears, and I just think that's really impressive and adds a lot to the song.
Any artist who can make me envision someone sitting and either crying or being just
Yeah.
jumping for joy, whatever emotion you want to express. If I could, whenever I listen to the song, if that's what I envision, I consider it a success. And this song, I mean this album in general, but this song is a perfect example of that.
Track number 8 is Happier. Just think the chorus melody is really, really good in this song. That's the standout for me.
Yeah, this song is okay. I don't really care that much for it. I feel like I've felt the same way about like wanting someone to not be as happy and to like regret things or whatever, but I just feel like I don't
Yeah.
have the time and energy to feel that way anymore. Like I do think the piano is really great here. The piano is kind of a hidden gem in this whole album
I
because
agree.
it's not really the focus of the songs, even though sometimes it's the only thing playing in the background of her voice, but it's really good. So I also the bass kind of pokes its head in every once in a while, which makes for some really fun transitions.
I like the strings in this one too. I think they go a long way.
I mean, I love any song with a piano in it, and this one, the piano goes very hard. I liked this song a lot when I heard the album the first time. Like this was probably my second favorite. The more I listen to it now, the more I'm like, yeah, I totally get the emotion, obviously, because I was in that mental state a year ago. But now I'm like, no, go and be happier. Go and
Yeah.
do
We can all
better
be
things
happy.
with better people and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm gonna go do.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, when you're in it, I think a lot of people feel that way at the
Yeah,
beginning,
because
so it's fine.
it's the easy emotion to go to. Is like, yeah, but I mean, wasn't I great?
Well, I mean that kind of ties into the next song, which is Jealousy, Jealousy. Um, I used to not like this one that much. It's got a different style, and it kind of took me a little bit, but it grew on me, and I actually really like this one now. It's really fun and some good commentary on like media and beauty standards, and even like
Yeah,
flexing success and wealth and how that just makes people feel terrible about themselves. Um, Although I do think it is a little weird to hear her singing about this because she is so incredibly successful at such an early age and is
yeah,
probably someone that thousands of girls compare themselves to. But I mean, that's not to say that her feelings are invalid. It's just kind of, it's almost meta.
right.
Yeah.
Actress, singer, you know.
I mean, it's like she probably wrote this and then, had a change in the way people perceive her, I
That's true.
guess. And it's
She
like,
wasn't like she wasn't everywhere when she wrote this.
but I definitely get that. But I mean, I like the change in style and pace at this part of the record. There was a lot of like slower stuff and kind of kicking up some energy again was fun. But I agree, this one kind of grows on you. I like the chorus a lot, but can't say that about every
This
song.
one initially for me was immediately among the favorites. I really liked this song. I don't know why, because I don't really compare I don't have, or at least I don't think I do. I don't really have self-esteem issues or anything like that. Like I don't spend much time watching media, so I don't have a huge wealth of people to compare myself to or anything. So I wouldn't say this is even a problem for me, but I don't know. It really hits a chord with, I guess, anyone who, I mean, everyone's done that as kids and teenagers. We've all been like, oh
Yeah.
man, he's cool. Wish I was more like him. But this song, it's almost kind of more like brutal to me in the, I don't know, it's like pumped up and it's very teen, but I really liked this one.
I like when uh I like when the instrumentation purposely gets a little chaotic during the chorus. I know that's on purpose to make you feel like in that, where it's just like a bunch of noise. And that's kind of how you feel when you have all these, you're looking at these things that are making you mad or feel bad. I think that nails it.
Yeah, I totally agree. The next song is Favorite Crime. I like this one a lot as well. It's one that I found myself singing to myself just because of how catchy the chorus is. The verses are great too. I don't have much to say about this one other than it's just a really solid addition. I think maybe I might have, if I was making choices about this record, I might have ended it here. just
Yeah.
because the next one, although it's a good song, and we'll talk about it in a second, it doesn't feel as much like it fits or like it caps the themes off very well. This one does that, and so I feel like it would have been a good closer.
Maybe you could have just swapped places, but I
Yeah.
thought this was the closer. Like I was listening and I wasn't paying attention to where I was. I was like, wow, this is a great final song. I think a lot of records do that, so it's not like this isn't the only one that does that, where they just kind of have one extra song. But uh, yeah, I really like the chorus. I think the last chorus when like everything picks up and there's multiple of her voices and all that. That's the part where I'm vibing the most.
Mm.
And
I really
that's
like the guitar in this.
yeah,
Like,
it's one of the only ones
I
that's
don't know.
acoustic guitar driven.
Yeah.
Well, the last song is "Hope You're Okay." I do like this song. I just I wouldn't have put it at the end. I probably would have just stuck it somewhere else. And like you said, switching places with Favorite Crime would have been great. I think it just it's got some great sentiments and it's a very wholesome song. It just doesn't feel like it fits that much.
I get that. This album's got strong themes for sure. This one doesn't have it quite as much. To me, I really liked the atmosphere of the song. Like I had never heard this song before, so I listened to it once, and I was just vibing with the atmosphere. Kind of reminded me of like a Lorde song at parts, and like you said with the clean electric guitar, it's really prevalent on this song, and I like it a lot. That was this was the song where I noticed like yeah, the clean electric guitar is definitely making a comeback.
This song, I mean, totally, I agree. It's not the perfect cap off, but I really like this song a lot. It has a very like, if I'm ever just in a mood, this is kind of the song I go to. I don't know, a lot of, I mean, this is her talent is that she's able to infuse a lot of emotion into her songs, and she put a lot into this one, I think.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna keep making these emotionally charged songs and have a ton of success because I think that's what a lot of people really want. I think there hasn't been as much of that. I feel like there's a lot of just like pop songs about really light
Getting
and
rich.
breezy or whatever. Yeah, getting money and getting all these things, and just to kind of return to like what a lot of popular music has been for a long time, which is just in your feels. So I definitely get why
Yeah.
this album took off. It was just like the perfect thing for our time.
Yeah, I feel like this does that a lot, and some other artists that I feel like are really bringing back those emotional pop song structures are like Harry Styles,
Mm-hmm.
and Justin Bieber. To be honest, his
Yeah.
latest record was very emotional, so I feel like we're gonna see a lot of that in the future. I sure hope so. At least I think it's I enjoy that style of pop more.
I listened through this whole album while I was lifting, and I brought a notepad with me if I had any thoughts about a song or anything in particular. I wrote one thing down. I had one note, and that was she really thought she could end "Hope You're Okay" with Sweden and get away with it. If you start at like 309, that's kind of when it starts.
Talk about the Minecraft song.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wait, I don't know the Minecraft songs that well, to be honest.
Well, it's not the same notes, but it's
No,
very similar. The
it's very
piano
similar.
is very similar. I get what you mean. That's funny.
That is funny. Well, as far as like closing thoughts, I think that this obviously deserves to be one of the number one albums right now, and I hope that we're gonna get some more Olivia Rodrigo coming in the future because, it's been a little over a year since this came out, and the singles are probably underway, and then hopefully we'll
Yeah.
get a new album coming soon.
No, I don't doubt it. Sure, she'll be quick to make another a follow up to this and cement her status. But yeah, this was a fun one to like go through and actually listen to the entire record after kind of the same way like I heard all this through my girlfriend. Like that's where I heard all these songs. So I remember hearing it. I think she had like one step forward that song playing, and I was like, wait, this is a Taylor Swift song. What? Why is someone else singing a different song to this? And that was like the first thing I ever knew about it. So I've always kind of like in my mind connected to that genre of music, and but she's definitely doing her own thing. I think gonna keep doing some cool stuff.
My only closing thought is I don't know, it's fine. It's what it end it with a eh. The album, it's fine. No, it's a good album, very successful, and I'm sure it's gonna continue to be successful and listened to for quite a while.
All right, well, Chris, thanks for coming on, dude. I think
Anytime.
the first when I was first getting to know you, I asked you what kind of music you like, and I'm pretty sure you were like, I don't really listen to music, and I I think from there I had this idea of you that like you wouldn't have as many insightful things to say as you did. I was actually really surprised that like you got a
Yeah,
lot out of this album.
that Sweden comment definitely was. That's when you
Let's talk
realize,
here.
oh no, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
No, it's yeah, music is weird for me because if I listen to music every day, I start to get tired of music in general. I think because all music is structured so similarly. Like we only listen to like, this tiny, tiny, tiny bandwidth of what is possible in terms of music because it's kind of the only melodies that we like. And I don't know, I guess I just get used to them so fast. So I have to really pace myself when I do music.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. We hope you'll subscribe to our channel. Check us out on Spotify as well. The link will be below. We also have an Instagram that we started a couple weeks back that we're starting to get some followers on. So join us there, connect with some other people, talk about what you like and dislike about this record, and let us know what other records we should do.
Don't connect with me. I don't want to be connected with. Don't message me. Don't call me.
Was that a message to the people listening or to me?
Mostly the people listening, but also actually, since you're here, while I've got you, don't text me, don't call me, don't get in the same Discord server as me.
All right. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.